Today we have a multitude of tests to do once more. This is probably going to be our last slant board excursion. However, what I have now is a stock motor system with ball bearings in the transmission to try to get our rolling resistance closer to the aftermarket setups. We have an aftermarket setup with ball bearings in the transmission with the 87 turn Holmes Hobbies 180 motor, whatever it is. The stock replacement for the TRX4M. And then we have the 66 turn 180 motor from Holmes that has the low ratio transmission in it. And this does include the ball bearings as well. So what I was hoping to do was to showcase the stock motor versus my motor. My motor has better drag brake. If you just plug it in, you can turn it in by hand with your drag brake. And it's obvious that it has more drag brake. However, we have one seemingly big issue, and that is that our rolling resistance with our stock motor is extremely high. So I'm just gonna do these unpowered so you see what I mean. We'll try to do these side by side. The one with the black motor, as you can see, just my motor rolls free, the stock motor does not. But let's look into this a little more. So rolling, I pick it up and the wheels immediately stop. Rolling, the wheels immediately stop. We do it with mine and it keeps rolling, which tells me that it's definitely something inside the transmission, most likely, because that's what I changed, of course. And my best guess is that the efficiency of our gear, see, we did a CNC cut brass pinion on these versus the stock gear, which is just a plastic gear. My assumption, and it has to be an assumption at this point, is that the efficiency of my gear is higher than the motor, than the stock pinion is. Of course, it could be something else with the motor that I can't account for, but at any rate, although we should have better drag brake and torque efficiency with my aftermarket motor, it has higher grade magnets. We've maximized the fill on there. There's really no way that it would be a reduction in performance, but you can see that the stock motor installed just doesn't spin as much, and I really do believe it's probably this pinion on there, because the detent force on our motor is much higher. One of those things that I don't think we're actually going to be able to solve on there, unfortunately. So if you're looking for better hold and drag brake, just as it sits, it looks like the stock motor may actually get you there, but it's at the expense of rolling efficiency. And just to kind of explain that once more, it's rolling, and when I pick it up, the wheels stop immediately. It doesn't want to free spin. There's the inertia of the vehicle isn't enough to overcome whatever is causing the resistance in there. And then with mine, you get that, you can see it, you can hear it. It is rolling more freely. So my best guess is that the pinion mesh is just a little bit better. I'll just call it at that. All right, so I'm gonna set the stock motor system aside for now because it's not gonna really help us anymore as far as doing comparisons. So now the next comparison, we have the 87 turn motor with a stock ratio transmission, and we have the 66 turn motor with the low ratio transmission. And I can just already tell you what's gonna happen here. Volt up, gear down, or KV up, gear down. Even if we don't have the system turned on, more ratio is going to spin our motor faster. So just our brush friction itself is going to give us more drag brake with the low ratio. And this would go for any motor. This would be the stock motor, this would be our 87 turn or our 66 turn. It doesn't matter. I can't even get this other one to start. Come on now. There we go. All right. I think you can tell the difference between this free rolling down and the 66 turn. It doesn't want a free roll. Now you can hear that the momentum continues on. So it also has better rolling resistance, or a lower rolling resistance inside of our transmission, our entire system. But even without being plugged in with that low ratio, and any motor really, it's going to slow down on its own without drag brake, which is pretty cool. So you may be able to leave it in mode 2 and still have a really decent drag brake. So this is a new rig. I'm going to need to change it to mode 2. I'll just go ahead and do that. Let's see if I can do that without the radio. No, I can't do it without the radio. So we're currently on mode 2. Let's see. So that's our 100% drag brake. It's not gonna roll at all. And then with the mode 2, you get that kind of, whatever direction you're going in, more of a slow release. But we also have double tap reverse, which is slightly annoying. So I'm gonna change this to mode 3. Oh boy, we got lots of drag brake, don't we? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and we're done. So this rig, this body, is actually heavier. So this isn't gonna be an exact apples to apples, and I apologize, I was not able to get another one of these rigs with this body. I got an extra one of these bodies and it doesn't fit without changing out our bumpers. And now we're back at the problem of things aren't exactly the same. The slant board might even be too much, but let's just see in mode 3. See, when I go and I stop, it's gonna flip on me because the drag brake's so high. But boy, we can hear that I can hear at least that there's a lot more ratio going on. One thing that I will say on this low ratio, as soon as you give a little bit of throttle with the stock ESC and the normal ratio, it starts to free coast on you because this ESC doesn't have an active brake. But with the high ratio, you actually have enough resistance with the brushes themselves that you can control it very easily. Although it doesn't want to slow down once you're rolling it, it'll keep going. All right. But very controllable otherwise. This rig and probably the other one, I'll end up putting one of my ESCs in so that we have active drag. And then we also have drag ramp on my ESC on the Torque Master Mini, and that'll allow you to have the drag kick in a little bit more gradually. And so you can avoid those quick tumble overs that way. All right, so I would like to do a speed test on these. Let's see. I guess I'll just have them go up. That's the easiest way to do it. And then as soon as they get to the top, they can tumble over. Okay, Defender body, too heavy for that. We'll go backwards, I guess. We're gonna race backwards to the top. You gonna hold in the other direction? There we go, all right. Which one's which? Now, if I slam it, is it gonna just, yeah. Geez, this ain't gonna be easy. I guess I could just do this on the table. All right, so we're gonna drag race across this table. Halfway across the table because I got too much stuff. Toys. What would we do without toys? First one to the disc wins. All right, boy, we are a lot faster with that stock ratio. So I'm wondering if the people in the comments that told me that they were the same speed using that 66 turn, I wonder if they were running 3S instead, because that, I mean, obviously much faster with the stock ratio and the 87 turn motor. So this at least gives me a lot of information, but you can see, yeah, that's crawling. That's gonna be great for crawling. And as far as the torque production, with the stock system, you get up to something and it just, oh boy, that's so much better. That's what I wanted. And I'm gonna use mine as a crawler. I suppose if I was going out on a trail and I wanted to be able to walk a little faster, I'd grab one of these that has the higher ratio in them. Okay, it's a little fun to go fast. Sometimes it's fun. All right, so didn't find out what I was hoping to find out, but we did find out that, of course, with a higher ratio, you have better drag brake and torque. Let's just do a little test on the hand. Boy, you get up to it and just bah. Stock ratio, 87 turn. It'll get over it, but you have to give it more throttle. you see how it just kind of, and then on this guy, of course, there we go. Yeah, it just kind of keeps going. So we're gonna have to get him out on the rocks. But there we go. So I guess more playing with these is gonna be needed to figure out what's going on. But what I can tell you right now is that I'm gonna wanna run one of these things on 3S, probably not the one with the stock gearing, no matter what. The stock gearing is just a little too tall for 3S in my opinion, probably gonna smoke some parts. So the one with the low ratio transmission with the 66 turn motor, I'm probably gonna end up running on 3S, and I'm definitely gonna switch out to one of my ESCs as well, and we'll go from there. I guess I'll have to get rid of the stock radio because it's all in one unit, but not a big deal. We'll figure that out. So, well, a little bit more data there. We figured some stuff out, and I know what I need to do in the future. So if you do have any questions, leave them down below. I'll do my best to get to them. As always, thanks for tuning in, and have a great day.